What are we doing? Ah! What are we doing? What are we doing? What's going on? What's going on? Now, I know. Look, guys. Let's all just breathe. Just breathe, please. Can you, look, with me. In. Out. Easy peasy, alright? Now, I know what you all want to know, alright? I know what you're all thinking about, I know what you're all asking about, and yes, I do have a new Turbo Granny. What do you think of her? And look at this, are you ready? Alright, this is going to relax you for the chapter. Guys, alright? Now, nice and easy, okay? Look at that! Oh my lord! Yeah, she lights up. What do you think? Huh? That's pretty sick. That's just as good. So, guys, so here's what we're gonna do, right? Now, I know that this chapter, guys, I know, guys, don't worry, I'm here, guys, don't worry about it, we're good. We're gonna go through this. We're gonna go through this chapter together. Don't worry about it, Orbis. That link that's pinned in the chat, you can follow me as we talk about it, okay? Now, I'm gonna pop this here. And if you guys feel like you need a break talking about this chapter, let me know, and I'll pop her on. I'll just bring her over, pop her on for a second so we can all just chill out, okay? Easy. Now, guys. I agree with you, Homer, but we'll get into it. Don't worry. It's sick, isn't it? I got it today. Did I get it today? Yesterday. Got it yesterday. All right. So, guys, look at my hair. It's going crazy. I'm already frenzied. All right. So, guys, it's like the Momokurun keychains. Like these new Momokurun keychains that I just got. I'll open them now. Look, guys, don't worry about it. This chapter is a lot of things, all right? And I understand that, guys. I understand that. It was a lot for me as well. I was shook. But I can tell you one thing and one thing alone. We will get through this together because I am going down with this ship, all right? Okay? That's it. There's nothing else to it. If we're going down, I'm going down with the ship. Look at these cute little bastards. Look. Look at them. They're being lifted up by the tops. By the little shirts. Okay? Now, I'm going to keep these here in case I need to shake them. I've been down to shopping. Yes. Now, guys. You know what's really cool? I'm looking at the comments here as they're going by, and I am reading them, guys. I swear to God I am, right? Number one, thank you for joining Serpo Tier, Super Sonic. Appreciate you. Thank you. But number one, what really matters here is I'm seeing a lot of positivity, all right? I'm seeing a lot of positivity, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Jeffrey, appreciate you, bro. I'm going to start whenever the hell I like. So, how we normally do it is I'm just going to go over the chapter briefly to kind of discuss the general shades of it, and then we'll go scene by scene and just kind of go through stuff, right? Now, look, we've been saying for many a week now that the way that we those of you who have seen my video on it, right? I'm a proponent, I'm a believer in the notion that we are doing things in a cyclical fashion. This to me is the great arc. Before Momo and Okrun are officially together, right? I believe that fully because after recovering her memory, I feel like there's no other way to go from there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's it, okay? Like, that is the point where it's like you can't put it off beyond that, because that's the ultimate admission of true love, is being able to bring back somebody's feelings, somebody's memories from nowhere, all right? Yeah, don't worry about the doom posting. We don't do that here, all right? We're not we don't huff the copium here. We're on that hopium, all right? I believe, all right? I believe that this arc is the one before it. Do you know? This is the one before the big kind of like moment. That's why we're going through so many of the old things again. So many of the old motions. We're kind of going back through the things that have happened and viewing them now, again, through the lens of where we are. Because most of Momo and Okurun's best moments, the most romantic moments, happened 100-something chapters ago now, right? So what we're doing here, from my perspective, is we're bringing all of those things forward, reliving them again, re-experiencing them again before we hit our destination, okay? Now that's what's really important here, is that we are almost there. I swear to God we're almost there. I believe that we are almost there, okay? I want you to believe that too. Now, we've been saying now for a few weeks that in regards to the point now, where they're about to go on the date, we've been saying this for pretty much all year, that we're due a handhold section, right? Now, I didn't know that in trying to bring this into existence, we'd be bringing it about like this, alright? Now, I didn't expect that. What's this doing? Go back. I didn't expect that. I didn't know, and I'm sorry, okay? I feel like we monkey pawed this a little bit. We've been saying for a while now, we've been all like, oh yeah, like they're gonna, because it's cold out, they're gonna do a handhold moment, right? That's what we were saying. I didn't know that we'd be bringing it in this way, but I tell you what, guys, and I know how this is gonna sound. This is one of the best things. This is one of the best things that could have happened to us. I swear to God. I'm not crazy. All right? This is one of the best things that could have happened to us. I swear to God. Because what's really important, and we'll get into the actual chapter, what's really fucking important here is that the ones who initiated these handholds, right? The ones who initiated the handholds, it's not Okurun. It's not Momo. It's Gigi and it's Aira. All right? These two are in love. And we went through this the other week, like 2 weeks ago. I feel really fucking bad for them. Thank you, HB. Appreciate you. I feel really bad for them because I believe, especially Aira, goes in love. And that breaks me. That makes me so sad. I fucking love Aira. I think Aira is an absolute fucking top tier character. I think she's amazing. The fact that we're doing this, and I'm going to be honest, when you remove the aspirations for Momo and Okurun to be together, when you remove this and you go and you fucking read this, it's cute as shit. There's a reason that they actually paralleled a lot of what Aira's moment is. Aira holding Okurun's hand was very similar, not just in the action, but in the atmosphere. It's very similar to when Momo holds Okurun's hand. Do you know what I mean? Like, they are, and we'll go into it in more depth in a minute. When we actually start the chapter, we'll go into more depth, right? But when she held his hand, it was very similar to how Okurun did, how Momo held Okurun's hand. And that's on purpose. Tatsu is telling you that what she feels is authentic, right? You need to read it from this position of authenticity. If you don't see it and feel that it hurts, if you don't let it hurt you, then who cares? Who gives a shit? Do you know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't real, then Okurun overcoming it would mean nothing. All right? Remember, guys, Hi, David. I'll get back to your question in a second. All right? Remember, right? Okurun, and like I said, if we're going back through, I'm on all chat. If we're going back through how things have been, and we're bringing all of that previous stuff forward to the now, right? It's not just the handhold. It's back then Okurun and Vamola. Vamola approached Okurun and essentially right there on a platter told him that she loved him. Now, Okurun's decision in that moment, right? What was the choice that he had to make in that moment? It was that it isn't about falling in love. It's never been about falling in love. It's not about falling in love with anybody, any beautiful girl that would love him. It's never been about that. It's been about, and he made this decision in that moment where he turned down Vamola. He decided that falling in love with anyone is pointless. What matters to him is falling in love with Momo Ayase. And that's the choice he made. Is that it's not about being seen by anyone, it's about being seen by her. Okay? We are restating that question. The story is asking Okurun, it's screaming at Okurun, are you sure you made the right choice? That's what it is to me. It's his opportunity. That's his off-ramp. This is his off-ramp. We're so far along now that I believe that it is. I believe that he made the right fucking choice. I believe that he knows he made the right choice. It's difficult. It's hard as fuck, dude. It's so difficult for him. Every single step of the way has been difficult because he's had to push and push and push, but he's become more because of it. He's become stronger because of it. Now this is asking him, did you make the right choice? Here's your off-ramp. And I can tell you for a fucking fact, he's not going to... Like, what's the worry here? Why are people worried? I understand that people don't like the love triangle thing, but there's nothing to worry about. He's not going to... It's not going to work. He's not going to be suddenly interested... Oh, shit, yeah, I guess I am interested in Aira. No. My boy is in love, and he has been in love. And now, when he said that, when he told her how he felt, right? And now he's back on the path of hardship. He is continuing to push that fucking boulder up the hill eternally, it feels like. Is it worth it, or do you want to stop? Would you like to stop that now and just choose somebody else, work with somebody else here? Do you think he's gonna... What choice do you think he's gonna make? What choice do you think he's gonna make? My boy is in love. And anybody who doesn't believe that that's where we're going, and this all of this feeds into that, by the way. All of this is just, it goes through that conduit. That's all it is. If you don't believe in that, then I think that anybody who says, oh, well, this is it then, is just a love triangle. Anybody who fully believes that, I think that they fundamentally misunderstand what this story is. That's what I think. You know? No, I agree with you, David. It's not necessarily about whether or not we need new reassurance. It's not just about reassurance either. Aira and Gigi's feelings have never been tackled properly. They've never tackled their feelings properly. This is your Tatsu's way of dealing with that, of bringing that stuff forward now, and also going back through and restating how important everything is. Maybe you're right, Eric. I've got it on the dome. All right, we need to tackle this stuff. It can't just sit there forever. It's not even about them getting a clear no. It's about just bringing that stuff forward. Do you know what I mean? Like, in order to, at the end of the day, guys, this is what I think. I think Momo and Okurun just aren't going to feel anything. That's it. They're not going to feel anything. They're just not going to feel anything about this handhold. It's not clickbait, bro. This is real. You read the chapter? Did you read the chapter? This is real. This is what's happened. Look, guys, they're just not going to feel it. And then, I believe Danny, thank you, Danny, in the Discord, Patreon link in the description, join as a free member to get access to the Discord. It's the best place on the internet for Dandadan. But Danny put forward a theory, which I subscribe to now. Okurun isn't going to feel anything with Aira holding his hand. Momo isn't going to feel anything with Gigi holding her hand. And then later on, when they do hold hands, the electricity will fire off, and they'll just know. They'll just know. You know what I mean? Like, what else is there? What else is there to say? I swear to God, I'm ready to go down with the ship. Okay? If I'm fucking wrong, then crucify me. I don't care, dude. If they just suddenly do a heel turn and move it away from the core ship, like if that is where we go with this, fucking crucify me. I will fucking put myself upon the cross. All right? I don't give a shit. Kill me. Who cares? Because I believe in this shit, man. I think this is real. Yeah, fucking hell. A captain goes down with his ship, people. Absolutely not. I will absolutely not calm down. Absolutely not. Exactly. So let's all just take it easy. Let's all just take it easy and believe in this shit, alright? Okay? Yeah, I mean, Gigi and Momo. Gigi has always been a comforting present. Gigi has always been a comforting presence for Momo. He's always been a comforting presence for Momo. And... Medley. I got you, Medley. Here you go, guys. Don't worry about it. You ready? You ready? Nice, easy break. Ready? In. And out. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Stay there. Stay there, Turbo Granny. Okay. Right, so nice and easy. Okay. Now, what I'm glad that we're all on the same page now. Alright? I'm glad that we all know her heart doesn't go doki doki when Gigi's around. Exactly. Like, that part of her chest clenching, to me, is that the real Momo is in there and wanting to push her way to the surface. I just don't see any other path other than love. Like, that's it. These two are locked in. All right? Like, this is their opportunity. This is a great opportunity to tackle with the lingering feelings between Gigi and Aira, like their feelings, as well as to double down on the fact that Momo and Okurun are only interested in each other. There's not really much beyond that for me. You know? Yeah. Yeah, like Support said about a Kinder Egg. Yeah. She doesn't understand it exactly. Is exactly it, alright? Don't worry about it, guys. Now, I need everybody to... I'm going to pop this back over there because she'll fall. If you guys need another break with this, let me know. Alright, if you guys need another break with that, let me know. Now, I'm going to pop a little poll down, guys. I'm going to pop a little poll down. I'm just going to pop a little poll down. I'd love it if you guys would just give me some answers. Alright, just to make sure that we're all on the same page here. Okay, just so we're on the same page. Honestly, guys, my 5% is not included in this poll. Alright. Okay. I am a believer in this. I think that this whole thing is all being fed down into a single thing. It funnels into the same thing. All right. I just need everybody to believe in it. Okay. Because this is being done. Hi Ninja. Hi everybody. There's a lot of people in the chat. Good to see you all, guys. I think that there is a vision for this. Okay. And all of these frustrations, they're all getting fed into a sole direction. I believe in this fully. I believe that Tatsu cares about his characters as well. You know, you absolutely cannot get the 5%. I'm sorry. I believe that that Tatsu genuinely is invested in his characters, and to me, I don't really see anything else. I don't really see anything else for me that makes me doubt it, you know? Don't worry about it, Ninja. No worries. No worries about your behavior in the Discord. Patreon link in the description. Join as a free member to get access to the Discord. It's the best place on the internet for Dandadan, guys. If you want to chat, Dandadan or anything else, that's the place to do it, guys. Trust me. All right? That's the place to do it. You know? Because everybody talks... Like, honestly, I'll tell you something, right? Before we jump into the actual full chapter here, before we start going page by page on the chapter, guys... I just want to say that I'm very proud of how the Discord has been running just generally. It's very easy. There are a lot of different circles on the internet where it's hard to have a proper discussion about this. Just based on the fact that it's stressful for people. People are struggling with the direction of the story, and that's fine. But if there is a safe haven to just discuss how Dandadan is... and what it is you love about Dandadan, that's the place to do it, all right? There are a lot of really cool parallels in this chapter. I'm going to start going through it now, guys. So what you want to do is, if you can either just listen to me, I'm just going to use it as a loose jumping off point, but you can go through it on your own, on your devices and whatnot, and we can kind of just, like, talk about it, right? Yeah, it's the best place to avoid crashing out, guys, all right? Okay, I crash out, but I crash out in the way of the direction of positivity, usually. You know? So. Right. So. After last chapter, the day is going well for Aira and for Gigi, but it's going horribly for Momo and Okurun as a pair, because they've basically had podcast time. Yeah. I crash in. Thank you, Sarah. I like that. There's a lot of yeah, there is a chapter next week. I've seen a bit of kind of like confusion about that, but I believe there is one. Anyway, so they're at the exhibit, Aira and Okurun. So they've paired off in different ways, right? So Aira and Okurun have gone to the dinosaur exhibit, and they're looking at fossils, and they're looking at all these fun dinosaur stuff. And there's like a shadowy figure behind them. I suspect that this has something to do with a future enemy, right? I suspect that this has something to do with his future. I don't know. Maybe it's just the background character, but I feel like it's too on the nose. I don't know. I've seen a weird amount of like disparity regarding people's opinion of some of the art in this. I don't really see it, but whatever. Anyway, they're at the exhibit, and yeah, I mean, Aira is fascinated by the dinosaurs. So is Okurun. He's doing his signature in awe, right? He's doing his signature in awe at the dinosaurs. I mean, I think that Okurun is aware of Aira teasing him when they first met, because Momo demanded that she apologized about it, if you recall. You know? Yeah, keep calm and Dandadan on. Yes, quite right. Quite right. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, this is a fiction. And I enjoy it. I enjoy enjoying it rather than just dooming about things, you know. So, you know, that's what this is for. That's what this platform is for us, all right. And it's nice to just get together and chat about this, you know. You know. I don't know, B. I don't know. But whatever it is, they've moved on past that. And you know, like I said this last at the last chapter. I said this on the last chapter. Aira's feelings feel very genuine. You know, like she's enjoying herself. I believe as well that she's really looked forward to going on this date, which makes it more painful to me, right? This makes it more painful, because. Yeah, exactly, Garrett. Because I believe that Aira is genuine in her feelings. I think that she really does like Okurun. At first, it was superficial, I think, but as time's gone on, she just is more herself. Like, this does not feel like the same Aira that we first met. She's so much more relaxed and laid back. Before she was so uppity and uptight just generally because she was kind of scared of showing who she was to people, right? Like relying on her actual feelings. And I think that's difficult for her because a lot of that shift in character has come from this crush as it's unfolded, you know? But it's yeah, I know. Like this, I do think that this counts as like a love square or whatever at this point. But it's always been one. It's just always kind of been in the background, and that's fine. Like it's a very loose, light conundrum. But at the end of the day, Momo and Okurun's feelings they shine through. Typically, this is the first point. This chapter is the first point throughout the entire series where I've had any kind of like, not worry exactly, but it's been overt. And I feel like the overtness of the feeling shining through those hand-holding moments, I suspect that that overtness is because it's time to deal with it, or is to put it into perspective. I guarantee that this is being done in order to feed into Momo and Okurun's relationship, right? Because both of them are going to not feel it, in my opinion. Neither of them are going to feel it, is a better way of phrasing that. The handholds that they're both in, sounds like a wrestling move. He's got him in the handhold. We've got as my witness, he's broken in half. No, they're not gonna feel it. They're not gonna feel the spark. They're not gonna feel the spark. Aira is a bum. All right, okay. I don't agree. I don't think that they're gonna feel the spark, and because of that, they're gonna be thinking of each other. You know what I mean? Momo and Okurun are going to be holding the hands of the two people that you would suspect that they would be interested in this situation, and they're going to be thinking of each other. And I think that in and of itself is perfect in a way, you know. I think that's perfect. I think that's a really great way of tackling this. I believe that that's what they're going to do. And I also think that that by the end of this, obviously there's going to be some kind of fight, right? There's going to be some kind of fight that happens, and they're both going to be split up in their respective teams. And I think through that competition, through that conflict, the maybe not incompatibility, I don't think that's the right word, but the ideal compatibility between Momo and Okurun is going to become more clear than the one between the two of these guys, right? Like, if Okurun's more interested in like, is really interested in finding Momo, for instance, right? Or she's interested in finding Okurun, I think that it's going to... We had to do this eventually. And I think that we're in a good spot to actually tackle some of these feelings. But anyway, Okurun turns to Aira, who is enjoying herself, and he says that he didn't know that she was into dinosaurs. And then she's on it. And this is it. This is what I was just saying, by the way. This is what I was just saying about Aira, right? Remember, Aira's whole thing, and this is why I love her as a character. And I really do enjoy, just for the record, I really do enjoy that that Aira has had a lot more time in the spotlight recently, you know. I think that she's a fantastic character. I think she is... I mean, it's Momo, then Okurun, then Aira for me. Because she is like a fantastic character. I think she's fantastic. She's amazing. Because of that arc that she's gone through. When she first showed up, she was like... quite an impossible thing to... quite an impossible code to crack for a lot of them. She put up the facade of perfection in everything that she did, in her school life, social life, all of her different hobbies, all of these things. She put up a wall in her perfection. She projected a personality that wasn't her in order to make people believe that she was something she wasn't, right? Like, so for example, when it came to people in school, she would act kind of ditzy, kind of like shallow, I suppose, in order to come across as a socialite, right? In order to kind of give people the relationship with her that they wanted from her. So she was kind of like putty in the hands of whoever it is that she's talking to, in order for that person to like her the most, to view her as their idealized person. But this isn't her. In reality, she isn't super, like ditzy, and isn't super like flirtatious with people, really. She's a strategist. Yeah, exactly. She's strategizing. She's always on the fucking ball, dude. Like, she's commandeering, right? She doesn't get pushed around or let people make decisions for her. She is on the ball. And this was her initially. This is part of the reason that she struggled to come into the fold with the rest of the group, because she couldn't get past that. She couldn't get past that that barrier with people, with herself. Do you know what I mean? Like, she struggled to get past that facade, to let it drop in order to show people who she was. No, pal, I get that. I think most people didn't like Aira when she first showed up, and you're not supposed to. Alright, Waffy, thanks for joining. You weren't supposed to immediately like Aira. She was supposed to come across as an archetypal enemy type character, against like Momo, and a bully. But there was more to her than that. And as she's grown closer to the rest of them, she started to get rid of that facade, right? That fakeness, that falsity. I mean, you could see it breaking down in school when she started hanging out with them, regardless of the fact that that would impact her popularity. And now, and the best part, one of my favorite bits, and they did a great job of doing this in the anime, is after fighting the Tulpas, Aira kind of like lets it drop. She doesn't have something to say to Okurun that's like, oh no, it was you that was really perfect, when Okurun says that you were very strong in that fight, because he's talking to her. He's not talking about a falsity or the facade of Aira. He's talking to Aira. He's talking to her, the strength that she found from inside, and put that out there into the world. For her, that's a boon. You got to understand that. For her, that's a massive thing, because he's viewing the real her, not the perfection, the version of her that she thinks is not perfect, right? The version of her she thinks isn't perfect. He's viewing that side of her and saying she's strong, and it disarms her. A lot of her feelings towards Okurun were kind of superficial up until that point. And at that point, she started to actually develop a real crush, a real feelings. And this is a great demonstration of exactly that. She tells him here, when he tells her, asks her what it is, like that he was surprised about the fact that she likes dinosaurs, she just talks about the truth. She tells him the fucking truth. Like, she said that she started looking into it because she knew that they were going here, and that she likes him. And it's not this fake thing. It's not a falsity. It's her real feelings. This is who she actually is. So she's being honest rather than trying to fake something. Her personality. And it's really interesting. And this is why I think it's so authentic. This is why it's so authentic to me, because she has, through this relationship, through this crush, she has changed a lot. She's grown a lot because of her relationships, the bonds that she's forged. So seeing her so invested in this, and also knowing that it's probably not going to end up well for her, really, it stings a lot for me. I feel for her a lot, because her feelings here are authentic, they're real. And she's being honest, she's letting down her guard, and she's self-conscious about that. Aira's self-conscious about that, about revealing these truths about herself, because she's almost... we'll get to that, Hoops. I did a therapy thing at the beginning, but we'll get to that in a minute. But when she's basically telling him here that she likes them because she wanted to like them in order for him to have something to talk about with Okarun. So it's pretty daring. It's pretty daring of her, to be honest. And she's self-conscious about it, and this she goes for what she likes, man. Like, I like that trait in Momo, but I like that trait in Aira as well. You know? If Momo did not exist, and there was no context, right? And there was no context here, you would read this chapter and think it was sweet. You would read this and think it was the sweetest thing in the world. Because, and I think that this is really important as well to making this work. Is writing it as though these two are authentic or whatever, right? They're not just... Aira's feelings aren't just in existence in order to complement the story, in order to complement the relationship between Momo and Okarun for her, from her perspective. For her, they're real, you know? Like, it... I think this chapter was needed as well, provided it is going in the direction that we think it's going in. And I believe that it is, right? I mean, she says here that she read up about dinosaurs in order to get Okarun to have a conversation with her about dinosaurs. And she chastises herself for telling the truth. I think that's sweet. I think that's sweet. Like she can't control it. She actually wants to tell him the truth. And that's difficult. That's a difficult thing. No, Aira is one of my favorite characters. It's definitely here for glazing, you know? I don't know Tiberius. I mean, she must do. But I think that she's so laser focused on her own feelings and she's quite insecure. This feels like, for her, and again, this is part of why it hurts so much to read it. For her, this is her moment. Do you know what I mean? For her, this is her moment to make it work, to take a chance, to dare, to just jump into it. And that's fucking brave as shit. You know? That's so brave. I think that's great. I think that's an awesome character trait. And it upsets me that this isn't going to work out for her, because she's got passion. She's grown through her relationship, through her care. She's telling the truth, even though everything inside of her is screaming at her to pretend to just be the perfect person, to be his perfect person. Do you know what I mean? Everything inside of her is screaming at her to be his perfect person. And she isn't doing that, because that's not real. She wants him to see the real her. She wants him to see the real her, not the facade. So she's being honest. You know? So it's sweet. It's sweet. And, my feelings, man. Honestly. But like, it's and then Okarun also comes clean, because he's a very honest person, and he tells her that he was also prepping for today. Now, you got to remember, from her perspective, the date is between them, right? I don't think that Momo's a factor for her. The date for her is her perfect date. It's her date with Okarun. This is something that is a huge deal for her. I'll turn on the turbo granny lamp later. Now, this is it. This is its support. Maybe it's not even that they're not compatible, man. It's just he's just not in love with her. You know what I mean? That's it. That's all there is to it. And that's all that there is. Maybe in another life. And I like that way of viewing it. You know, I like that way of viewing it. But anyway, Okurun tells her that he also prepped for today. He did a lot of research, looked into dinosaurs, and he wanted to impress you all, right? But you got to realize, for her, for Aira, she just sees this part. I wanted to impress you. That's all that when he says that, it's to her that's her saying that she is hearing that he wanted to impress her specifically, right? For her, this is perfect in her mind. This is her perfect date in her mind. But even I do think that they are compatible. It's not about whether or not they are or aren't compatible, but it's about the link between them, between who in the story. There is no second place in this story. Not in my mind. There is no second place in this story. It's not about whether or not Aira and Okurun could have worked. None of these things matter because there is no second place. Okurun and Momo are basically made for each other in this story, right? And so compatibility is irrelevant when there is what is almost destined love, true love. And the reason that this has to be good, right? The reason that this has and the reason I'm trying to paint a picture to you that is sweet, and I'm trying to paint a picture to you that is authentic, is because I want you guys to really, really think about this from her perspective. To stop looking at it as a I'm a character person, right? My passion is in character. When you read this chapter, when you read this story, it's really important to not look at it through the lens of just the story, if that makes sense. Through the lens of just Momo and Okurun's story. I know that that's what it is. You know that's what it is. But if you don't view this as Aira's feelings, of love, right? If you don't view this along that line, then the temptation is irrelevant. Because when Okurun chooses to not pursue this, right? And if it's real, right? If it's, oh my god, if it's real, if it's really, really, really fucking real, man, like, if that is true, if her feelings are legit, Aira's feelings are legit, that's temptation. That's the definition of temptation. Do you know what I mean? It's so easy for him. He could just say yes. He could just say yes and be fairly happy. But the fact that he turns to someone who loves him, truly loves him, but he doesn't truly love her, and says, and turns that down because of this thing he needs. That's strength. That strengthens that love that he has for Momo. This does not discredit that love. This does not work against those feelings. It amplifies it. It strengthens it. If you don't view this as authentic, if you don't view this as real, if you can't read this chapter and really feel the actual chemistry in the air, then the temptation of this for Okurun is fucking irrelevant. It means nothing. It's just a thing. It's just a chapter. This needs to feel like something that is conflicting for him. He needs to be tempted by it in order for his choice to say no, because he is in love with Momo Ayase. It makes that mean more. It makes that mean more. Because before with Vamola, the question was just, is any girl going to do? Is any girl just going to do? All right? That was the question with Vamola way back when in the Space Globalist arc. Or Or is it Momo? Is anybody who would see you enough for you? Would any girl of sitting down at your desk, would any girl who sat down at your desk been the one for you just because it was a girl, a beautiful girl that saw you, right? Is that enough for you? Is it enough for you to take the easy path, right? He said no to that, and he didn't know Vermola. Now we are at this next stage, which is kind of a redo, as we've been saying it would be, kind of a redo, but also it's the next level of that question, right? That's great. Support. Yes, exactly. Read that. Somebody pin that. Yes, that's what I'm saying. This is the next level to that, right? Would anybody who actually, genuinely, truly, deeply loves you, would anybody who truly, genuinely loved you do? Or are you looking for the person, your soulmate? Is it worth trading? Because damn, man, things have been difficult, and it's gonna get fucking harder, dude. It's gonna keep being difficult. Here's your off-ramp. It's a perfectly great off-ramp. You know? It's not the same thing. It's not the depths of the same thing, but it... I just think that this, for me, and this is why I always try to when you watch the best way I can describe it, guys. I assume you've watched the retolds. If you go and you watch the retolds, when I'm talking when I'm reading a chapter, going through a chapter from the perspective of a character, it's important to be that character, to feel empathy with that character, the focal character, the point of view character almost. This is Aira's chapter, guys. You need to read this and feel for Aira, because if you don't, what's the point in reading it? What's the point in reading it? What's the point in feeling anything at all? Because it's going to sting. It's going to hurt her a lot. And the fact that Tatsu has written this almost like it is a romance chapter, it makes it hurt more, but it means more as well. Everything that he turns down just strengthens the relationship. You know? Oh, we got a hiatus then. Well, that covers my birthday. I'm gonna be away for that, so no, this is it. If you can't stop viewing this, if you can't stop viewing this chapter and the chapters that are difficult through the lens of I want Momo and Okurun to be together, if you can't stop viewing it through that chapter's lens, through that lens of viewing the story, you are robbing yourself of the multifaceted range of emotions that you're allowed to feel, and for different characters. And it also it adds to it as well. Manga couple poison. I don't know about that. I don't really read much manga. I'm away for my birthday. I'll see what I can do about my birthday, about doing something, but I am away for it. Anyway, that got intense. That got intense, alright? Okay? I just want you guys to know where I'm at, and this is why I say things like, this is why I say things like huffing the hopium, right? Right? Like, when I talk about these things, when I say these things, I'm not saying it from the perspective of just, oh, let's all say positive things about it. This chapter is well written. The character interactions are genuinely very sweet. And I think it's really, really important for me, that when we go through this, we don't disregard people like Aira, we don't disregard people like Gigi, just because we, as the viewer, have this macro story laid out in our heads. You know? Read the moments for the moments. Read the characters as characters. They've been written to be such. And Aira is a deep character, and for her, this is her moment. And there is an undercurrent. There's a subtextual undercurrent of something really painful in this, which is that Aira's feelings are doomed to fail. They're not going to end up anywhere in regards to actual facilitating a relationship with Okurun. But let her have her moment. Let her have her moment. I guarantee, I promised to you that this is all leading towards something big for Momo and Okurun. The fact that these are the stakes that we're at this point is a demonstration of that. You know? Honestly. Anyway, Okurun tells her that he prepped for the day as well because he wanted to impress everybody. And she hears that as wanting to impress her, and she's shocked, right? Because you also need to remember as well, for her, when he tells her this, he's basically saying that they're the same, that he understands what she means, right? In fact, that reminds me. Let me see if I can find it. God, it would have been like chapter 50 something. Yeah. Look at this shit. Yeah. That's the shit right there. It's great to see these parallels across the story. And again, remember guys, we spoke about this since the beginning, that the characters are going through, the story is going through this parallel, right? They're introducing things that have happened before to bring back those feelings again, to lead up to Momo and Okurun being together, right? Like, that's like the hand holding thing is echoing them holding hands. This moment here is basically saying something similar. He understands the core of who she is, and it's the core of who she really is, underneath the facade, underneath the projection, and she has to, and she's gobsmacked. She doesn't know what to say, just like back, just like here, like she tells him the truth and she's screaming at herself not to, and it's just like this, right? It's like the same goddamn thing, more or less. She can't conjure that thing, that element of herself that's not real, that element of herself that wants to tell a lie because she wants him to see her for who she is, for who she really is. You know? It's fucking great, man. I'm fucking loving it. Anyway, we're getting echoes of what happened before, guys. Like, honestly, I understand people crashing out, but we don't need to do that here. Anyway, he tells her that because she's popular and refined, he figured that these kind of things were actually easy for her. That's crazy. And then he says it's because you're sincere and you put in effort, that she's popular. Oh, man, dude, that's crazy, man. God, man, it's actually really nice, to be fair. Oh my god, dude! Ain't no way we're doing this! No. I'm when I read this, by the way, I really get invested in it. I'm really feeling the what I'm reading here. You know what I mean? It's like you can't just view this. How can you view this? How can you view this and be like, oh, I wonder what this means for the Momokuru. My Momokurun stocks! No! My stocks in Momokurun! No! They're dropping! The valuation! God damn it, dude. No. Look at this cute shit, bro. Holy fuck, dude. Oh, look at that. It's... Oh, my God. It's fine. I'm 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 fine. It's fine. But you got to understand. I'm not fine with this. I'm not fine with this shit, dude. I'm not fine with this shit, dude. Look at this. Look at this. Ain't no way. What are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing? Sell the stocks. Sell them. Somebody. Somebody. They both come up with a fucking excuse, by the way. They both come up with a fucking excuse for No, what are we doing? Oh, man. This is cute as shit, though, isn't it? Isn't it cute? She's so vulnerable, dude. Onto the... Yeah, that's it. Oh, no, dude. It's so fucking cute. She's so vulnerable in this moment as well. Like... I'm really struggling here. I'm really struggling, guys. I'm fine. Hold on. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. It's not working. There we go. That's the stuff. Look, see, do you feel better? In, out. Out. Okay, we're good. We're fine. Look at her. Look at her go. Look at her go. Look at how she illuminates the room. Okay, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I mean, comparatively, the GG stuff is nice. The GG stuff is nice as well. It doesn't have the same level as this does. I'm gonna be straight up with you. This is like an actual triple attack. All right, I feel like my HP is very low right now. You know, like this shit almost got me convinced. You know, and that's what I like about it. That's what I like about it. I'm trying my best to stop crashing out. Like, look at it though. That's crazy, man. I can't believe we're in this point. We're at this point now. Imagine, honestly. Sorry, I need a drink. I need just a nice warm drink to just settle my nerves here. You know? No, I don't think... Why would Momo accept? No way. It's cute. It's cute as fuck, though. It's cute as fuck. No, Okarum for him, this isn't... That's crazy. That's crazy. It's not the same, though. It's not the same. I mean, he does blush. I'm gonna be straight up with you. He does blush. It's just like, it's down here. He is blushing a bit. I mean, again, it needs to it needs to hit you, guys. It needs to hit you. All right. If you don't feel it, then it means nothing. Then it means nothing in the long run. Okay. Okay. All right. We're all fine here. She turns GG down this chat. We'll get to the GG stuff, guys. Don't worry about it. All right. I'm still crashing out here. Okay. You can see the merch maxing. I've not done merch maxing in a while. I feel bad because I haven't released another volume, despite the fact that I have got stuff that I need to just work on. It's just I've been so busy with things that I've not really gotten it sorted. I don't know where my merch is, actually. Okay, we're fine. I'm fine now. I feel a lot better. Okay, I feel a lot better. We'll talk about the GG stuff in just a second. I'm not finished with this yet. Okay. How long are we in? An hour? Fucking hell. It's fine. Tiago. No, I put him back in the cryopod, please. Yeah, I'll get another Safeties on Rookie volume sorted. I've got stuff on the back burner, guys. Don't worry about it. I've just been so busy with things. Anyway, yeah. So when he speaks to her, he talks about her sincerity. He talks about all of the oh, here you go. I'll get it for you, Deborah. There you go. Let me pin that again. But anyway, yeah. The chapter discussions typically take about an hour-ish, and then we're done. But there's a lot to talk about here, you know. There's a lot to talk about here. Okay, we're like, what? Nearly halfway? Anyway, someone bumps into Aira, and she falls forward onto Okarun, and rather than pull away, she grabs his hand and comes up with some fucking excuse. I have night blindness and can't see very well in dark. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? No, you do not. You know? No, you're not. Alright, Kruganator. Whatever you say. Maybe, let's take a day off, bro. Take a day off, bro. Anyway. 10 more hours, yeah. Well, we got a month between them, apparently. I don't believe that Reiko Kashima should come back. I don't believe in that. I think that these guys will figure it out on their own. Like I said earlier, we're redoing a lot of the stuff that we've already kind of done before. And I think that, it's really important to go through this stuff authentically. It's really important to feel genuine. It's really important to feel the genuine vibe of the chapter, right? And then it's also really important to kind of view this from a character perspective. Do you know what I mean? There is a lot to talk about. We've nearly finished with the activity as well, but there is a lot to talk about. I feel like we've got a lot of chatting to do here, guys. But anyway, the moment itself is very sweet. Like genuinely, I think that this is a very touching moment. Like I can't look at this and feel the romance of it, and feel the authentic feeling shine through, and not look at this and feel the same thing just because it's somebody else. Like I feel like this is important. I feel like it's important to kind of view this for what it is. And it's like I said earlier, if you don't feel this and let this actually like breathe and let it actually be a moment in the plot, then overcoming it from Okarun's perspective, the temptation of this is it makes his resolve feel less powerful, feels less strong. You need to view this and let it breathe in order to feel what it is. It's a great echo, Lewis. It's a great echo. I don't really see what else there is to say beyond that, you know? Yeah, I mean, look, don't worry about it, guys. Yeah, empathy, exactly. Like, you got to feel for Aira here, because we all know, like, straight up, real talk, guys, we all know where this ends, you know? We all know where this ends. It ends with Momo. No way, Waluigi. Like, again, I feel like if you're not sold on it at this point, you're looking at it from the wrong perspective. Waluigi, totally here. I understand where you're coming from. But my thing is that you've got to let this show itself to you for what it is, right? This is the last great arc before Momo and Okarun are going to get together. I believe that fully. And it's about re-experiencing, re-establishing everything that was in early Dandadan. Dandadan's story has moved on dramatically from the beginning. And the beginning is where everything happens, right? Most of the romantic things between Momo and Okarun happen in those first 60 chapters, let's say, right? Happen in the first 60 chapters. So when we get to 200 and something, we get to chapter, let's say, like 180 or something like that, and it's like, right, now they need to be together. Momo will get big and they'll be together. It's like, I feel like, and I understand where people's frustrations have come from, because she was small, then she lost her memory. It feels like it keeps getting pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed back. And I understand that frustration. But her getting big and then them just saying to each other that they love each other, it just doesn't have the same feeling that an actual climax to the story, to their relationship, should have. To me, this is a moment of going back through the paces. Momo losing her memory means re-experiencing, an opportunity to re-experience all of those beginning moments, that early Dandadan stuff, in order to reach a point where Okurun, and this is my big thing, right? There is no greater proof of the fact that these two are meant to be than falling in love again. Falling in love again from the beginning proves that it doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter if they had powers or they didn't. It doesn't matter, because they always would be together. That's what it's about. I genuinely believe that's the point of it. I believe that it proves to us that it was never circumstance that drove them together. It was the fact that they are meant to be together. You know? And you get to re-experience that again. Bringing all of that stuff that happened so long ago forward to the now, so that we can go back through all of these moments again from the beginning. A beginning shows us how much Okurun's grown, because he's willing to be the one to step forward this time. It shows us how all of these moments unfold naturally as you break past the emotional barriers that people have, and then when they do get together, there is no greater testament to love than being able to bring back somebody's memories from the abyss. Being able to do that, to bring back somebody's memories through love, is pretty much as good of a testament to love's power than anything else is. You know? I mean, delaying too much people will drop. You can't judge people. I'm not interested in judging people, dude. I'm not interested in judging people. You can do whatever you like. You can read it, you can not. I don't care. My point is that if you are going to read it, why read it out of this weird negativity? There's no point. If you're going to read it, enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. Feel it. Let these moments sink in for what they are. No, I don't think that the manga will end when they get together. I think that they'll be together. I think that they'll be together, and they'll be together for a little while. Right? I think that the manga will move into a new stage then. I want to see the relationship grow when they're past the point of just kind of like when they're actually dating, you know? Like, no, but I mean, like, we are going through fairy tale shit right now. Everything's about fairy tale shit, right? True love is as fairy tale as it gets. Now, you can say that it's a cliche if you fucking want to. I don't think it is. Cliche, for the record, cliche, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? A cliche is a cliche because it's been done before and has been done a lot to the point where it feels formulaic. But that doesn't mean that the thing that is a cliche is wrong. It means literally the opposite of that. It means that it is literally, genuinely, archetypically powerful as a story. An archetypal story that strikes into the heart of people because we are fucking hardwired to view these stories as important to human culture through human relationships. Doesn't mean that the cliche is bad. It means when it's done as purely as a trope, then maybe it's bad because you're doing it poorly. If you do something that is a cliche, well, it's not a cliche. It's just a thing, you know what I mean? No, this isn't at UB. This is not at UB. This is just something that I I agree with you. I agree with you that is something that could happen. You know what I mean? Like, I think that true love, the whole concept of true love feels like a cliche. I've seen people say that it's a cliche. I don't really view it as that necessarily if it's done well, is my point. You know what I mean? I don't think that is unnecessary drama to me. I don't think that this is unnecessary drama to me. What is unnecessary about this drama? I mean, look, at the end of the day, we need to deal with this stuff. This is stuff that actually needed to be this is stuff that needed to be dealt with. Do you know what I mean? Like these are our character dynamics. Momo and Gigi, Okurun and Aira, these are things that need to be dealt with. These are questions that have lingered for 200 chapters. If we don't deal with it, it'll never get dealt with. And in order to deal with it, you can't just pretend like, oh, well, Momo and Okurun got together and then it was sad. Where's the drama in that? Where's the stakes? How do, outside of Momo and Okurun, how do the characters grow? Did they just go, oh, well, fucking shit, I guess they're together now, better move on? No. You use the tension to add to the story, to feed into Okurun's character and Aira's character. And so Okurun, overcoming this, will be able to show that his love for Momo is stronger, is more powerful than just for anybody. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense to everybody? You know? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I suppose that's true as well. That's true as well, Sonic. I agree with that. It feels like a little bit longer because of the amount of breaks that we've had. And now I do sympathize with that. But I think that we all just need to take a step back and just kind of appreciate what's happening for what it is. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't think that Dandadan's not selling well. That's not what I'm worried about. I know who is, you know? Yeah, no. One of the drunks, I appreciate your honesty about that. Like, you're entitled to be upset. You're entitled to feel however it is that you want to feel. I just think that you got to also remember, right? Part of this is designed to make you feel tense, to make you feel tension, to make you feel worried, because it keeps people invested. You can say that maybe you'll drop it. Anybody who says they're going to drop it, maybe you will drop it. I don't think you will. I don't think most people will, anyway. So whatever, you know what I mean? So I think that this moment to me is important to feel it for what it is. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I just don't see why. I don't think that any of this it doesn't feel like it's rushed in any way, shape, or form. By the way, was Chainsaw Man's last chapter 230? You know? It was Chainsaw Man's last chapter 230. What is it with that number? 230 is just stressful. It's just stressful. Oh, 232. Oh, shit. Yeah, no. Crazy. Yeah. No, Natalia, I know. I mean, like, if you want to drop it, I don't blame anybody. If this is not something that people are able to cope with, then drop it. Who cares? But, yeah, one of the drunks. Yes. That's a great way of viewing it. That is a great way of viewing it, my dude. It is exactly like that. It's like starving yourself so when you eat your food, it tastes better. You know, they say that hunger is the best spice. All right? Here we are. That is what it is. We're just spreading a little bit of hunger, dude. Yes. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I need to read Chainsaw Man still. I haven't done it. Again, Waluigi, I appreciate that you don't like the amnesia arc. I do. I genuinely do. If you don't like it, I respect that. You are entitled to yeah, Van Point, yes. You're entitled to not like it. I respect you not liking it. I genuinely do. If you feel like that you have genuine criticisms about it, I respect that. Totally. That's totally fine. I do think that we should wait until it's finished before we say that the whole arc has been good or bad. I'm sure people midway through Space Globalist or midway through Dan Mara were very upset about the direction of things until it finished, and then suddenly they're classics. You know what I mean? But like I said, by all means, you know. I just think that when we're reading this, it's really important to view it from the perspective of what's trying to be whipped up in each scene. And I think Waluigi, I respect your opinion. Thank you for being reasonable, generally speaking. I think it's important that we can have different opinions here. I think that the moments in this arc are going to be viewed as classics. I think that we're going to get... I mean, we're kind of now at the point where a lot of the previous Momo and Okarun stuff has kind of been passed through anyway. So I might just do a fucking video. If I'm honest with you, because there's shit I want to say about this. You know what? Put it on hold. I'll put that on hold. I'll let you guys know what's what as I move on. But I might just do a fucking video on this because I think that I look, Waluigi, I think that there are better ways for me to actually convey what it is that I'm trying to say to you. Ways that I'm trying to say to you in a way that's more coherent. So I'll work on that. I'll do it. I'll just do it. All right. I'll just do it. Okay. Anyway, to yeah, just do a video on it, man. Dude, I don't even care. I just do a video on it. Rent a girlfriend. Yeah, fucking. You keep dreaming, buddy. Yeah, don't worry, guys. I'll do a piece of content on it. Okay, I'll do a piece of content on it and make it hopefully work for you. Anyway, to conclude the story here of what we've been going through here, this is rounding it off. This is really sweet. It's such a charming chapter, and I feel so bad for Aira. I feel really bad for her because I feel like we all know where this goes for her, and there is a kind of doom on the horizon for this relationship for her. And I think that it letting its depth really speak to you does not... letting yourself feel how charming this moment is and how sweet this romance is, letting yourself feel that does not take away... It doesn't take away from Momo and Okarun's relationship in the long run. Overcoming such temptations, such sweet simplicity, overcoming such things just strengthens that relationship, because it proves that nothing will satiate him but her. Nothing will make him happy except her. And I swear to God, man, it's a beautiful thing. Okay, the catharsis. I reckon that there's a reason that our hearts are in a vice here, and I think that in the long run, you're going to get a catharsis unlike any others. You know? Yeah, exactly. You know what, guys? Really quickly, I just want to say, even those of us who disagree, and this goes out to all of you except that one guy who I timed out earlier. I thank you for being, communicative with how you feel, for really just jumping in and just let's just chat about this kind of thing. All right. Thank you, by the way, Deborah. Thank you, everybody who has who says that they want a new video, who likes the videos. Like, it means a lot to me that we can just sit here and chat about this like normal fucking human beings without being maximalist in all of our positions about things. It's really important that we are willing to listen to other people. It's really important that we're willing to yap about this in a way that advances our ability to have discourse about it. You know what I mean? Like even if we don't agree, especially if we don't agree, it's really important to respect each other's opinions and to respect that we all don't feel the same way about this. You know, not everybody feels as hopeful about it as I do, but I believe we're on the right track myself. And it's very easy to have a knee-jerk reaction. Yeah, exactly. So thank you, guys. Anybody who is interested in this kind of discourse, this is the kind of discourse we maintain in the Safety Zone Rookie community. If you guys want to be part of that community on a daily basis, or however much you want to engage with the community, join the Discord. Patreon link in the description. Join as a free member on my Patreon, and that'll get you access to the Discord link. It is it's pinned as a message, as a post on my Discord, on my Patreon. That'll get you access to the Discord link. It's not just about Dandadan there, guys. We have a really, really solid community, a really engaging, wonderful community, and everybody is very respectful of each other. It's great. And you're able to just talk about it and get your feelings out and thoughts in a place that is mostly just a safe place to talk about things like this, you know? You know what I mean? Yeah, no, this is it, Empire. This is it. Yes. That's what it is. I think that once you take yourself out of the macro story and let yourself get invested in the tiny character interactions, I think you'll see something really sweet. Because what I love about this is he treats this as though it is a Momo and Okuru moment, right? That is on par with a Momo and Okuru moment. And I think that's really great because it makes it feel authentic and real, and it makes me feel comfortable getting invested in the moment. Yeah, it's great. Opinions of others impact. How do you mean never impact me? Like does my mind change? I've changed my mind about a bunch of things. Like, well, to be honest, like a good example is what Danny said earlier about the way that this arc, like this interaction, might impact stuff later. I subscribe to that because it is I agree with it. I think that she's correct. You know, but you guys should think about it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Waluigi. I hear what you mean. Like, the problem is with this with Reddit is the upvote system, in my opinion, architecturally speaking, it prioritizes and promotes opinions that are the masses' opinions. So you can jump on there, you can jump onto it, and you can see that everybody thinks a certain way, and if you don't subscribe to that, you don't get visibility because people just downvote you, or you don't feel particularly welcome, right? I mean, as long as... Yeah, I don't know what to tell you about that, Waluigi. I mean, like I said, I think that it's fine to not like the direction of the story. I respect that, as long as it's like, as long as people don't harp on about it all the time and aren't willing to just talk about the Dandadan as something that we actually care about. I don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a big tent. It can be a very big tent. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just don't... I don't really have time for anything that's a score-based, a rank-based visibility social network. I just don't think that it is... You shouldn't let algorithms or reputational points dictate whether or not you get to engage or who you see engage. On the Discord, if you talk, you get spoken to. That's it. Like, people will tell you if they don't agree with you. Yeah, Goobs, I'm very happy to hear that. I'm very happy to hear that. Because it's important to view things from the perspective of the writer and the moment-to-moment stuff. Right, we are almost an hour and a half in, and we've not spoken about the other half of this chapter. Good God. Engage, yeah. We haven't even spoken about the other half of that chapter. Momo and Gigi at the aquarium. I agree with you, one of the drunks. I agree with you, one of the drunks. We are probably going to look back at a lot of these moments as important classic moments in Dandadan. You know? Yeah, the other half of the square, exactly. So they're at the aquarium and they're looking at all the fish. I saw this fish. I was at the aquarium not long back. Like November. I saw this guy. They're fucking weird looking, dude. I think it was that guy. Yeah. That's always Momo, man. She's always talking about fucking eating the fish and stuff. Oh, the sheep head, yeah. It's full of collagen. Looks yum. That's crazy, Momo. That's crazy. No, I didn't think that at all. It does not look delicious. That's crazy that she said that, by the way. She's fucking strange, man. It is bizarre to me, by the way. It is bizarre to me that Okrun's suggestion to go on a date was literally just co-opted and taken by Aira and Gigi, right? Like, they nicked that. They stole that idea from him, you know? But anyway. And Momo then is criticizing Gigi for criticizing her for looking at the fish in that capacity. He tells her that she's ruining it. And then he's like, oh, you're ruining our date. We're on a date right now, aren't we? Ain't no way, dude. What you doing, dude? Look at this. That's fucking bizarre. Nah, man. They aren't on a date, dude. Yeah, no, it all, this is Gigi, much like Aira, is putting on his best side, right? Like to him, this is an important moment, you know? Yeah, I always love Tatsu's backgrounds. Yeah, they're great. But anyway, she basically rejects the whole idea. She rejects the whole idea of them being on a date, and he's like, well, it feels like we are visiting the aquarium together. This is like, it's really interesting to see just all the characters, and this is really important as well. All the characters are so unique, you know? Like all of their behaviors are always such a signature kind of, there's no way of confusing them, you know what I mean? Aira, like, you know, Aida's, all of her interactions are consistently in character for her, you know? Same with Gigi and Momo. Like, Momo's reaction here being so almost confrontational but also deflective are just typical of her as a character, whereas Gigi is just never serious, you know? He's overtly never serious. And he's teasing her about it, you know. That's kind of who he is. He's a very disarming character, you know. And she tells him no, that they're just here to hang out, and he acquiesces to that view of it right now. I just don't think he wants to fight over definitions, right? Yeah, the food in season 2, how it was just like real life food, was really weird. I know it was like a play on the manga, but it was very strange. Yeah. Well, I mean, it feels a bit like that, Skilly B. That's a good way of looking at it. That's how Gigi is, though. That's Gigi's character. This is no different really than Aira, right? Like Aida's way of kind of putting up walls is by acting and pretending to be someone she's not, someone perfect. But Gigi doesn't aim for perfection in his projected persona. He aims for disarmament. Like I said, he acts silly, he acts ridiculous. No worries, Eric. He acts ridiculous, all in order to serve that grander design of feeling like he isn't a threat, or that what he says doesn't need to necessarily be taken as serious. As serious, right? Like, when he says the stuff about a date, he obviously wants her to say, yes, this is a date. But he's not going to fight that corner, and because he's always so silly, it's very easy for him to then pivot into, okay, fine, I'm just playing around anyway. That's always been Gigi. That's always been Gigi. And he kind of confirmed this, for the record, in the Space Globalist arc, when he was helping her fall asleep. He told her that he needs to be silly around her. He needs to be a joker around her, otherwise he wouldn't know how to talk to her at all. And there have been moments where that persona has slipped, in the same way as Aira. He's grown as a character. He has had moments where he doesn't need to be silly, like when he was in the hall and he said that he cares deeply for Momo. He called her precious, if I recall, someone who's precious to him. He said that because, and that's him being very serious, deadly serious, because he's trying to grow past those inadequacies. He's trying to become more than those inadequacies. And the way to do that, the way for him to do that, is to be serious, to be genuine and serious about Momo, to Momo, when Momo is there. And he's done that. He's grown. And he does that here as well. He does that here as well. And I think it's important to view his character for the fact that part of the reason he's managed to grow in those dimensions is because of the way that he feels for Momo. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's not anything that you can look at and say, oh, how dare he? Or doesn't he know that Okurun and Momo? Because remember, part of the reason that Momo and Okurun's relationship is able to grow is because they're able to exist in these private places, intimate spaces where nobody else is around. That's their strength. That's where they're strongest together. But the weakness of that means that nobody knows about it. It means that if they can't be honest to each other enough to be able to show people how they feel about each other, then this kind of stuff is destined to happen in this circumstance, because nobody knows. Like, you can say, oh, like Gigi should essentially step off of Okurun's turf, I guess. But how is he supposed to know that Momo and Okurun are essentially an item outside of her memory loss, right? How is he supposed to know that? There's no way. And this is why this is occurring, because they haven't dealt with the situation up until now. Yeah, I think I love that addition. I love that addition to the anime, that they showed that Seiko could see them. You know? I love that addition to it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that I agree with you, Skelly B, but I think what we do see at the end of this chapter, is him pushing past that persona. Hi, Angle. I agree. I also love this chapter. It shows the complexity and the depth of the characters who aren't the main pairing. And I enjoy that kind of thing, you know? But anyway, he highlights and points to the fact that she's feeling a lot better. And she says that she was never not good. Now, Momo to a T, right? She's lying. But this is her. She can't show weakness and vulnerability. She puts on a persona just like everybody else does. Everybody else. Especially a projection of strength. But she comes out and is clean, and then she highlights that she got a call from Seiko, and that she's going to be coming home soon, which is great. You know? And then she was like, oh, Turbo Granny is also there. Whoever the fuck that is. Bananas. Crazy bananas, because she doesn't fucking know who Turbo Granny is, which is wild. You know? Yeah, no, angle. That's this whole. Normally we'd be on the activity by now, but we've been going through some feelings here on the stream. We've been going through some feelings. I'm very happy and I'm very proud of the way that this community has kind of come together. I'm very proud of the way this community has come together to discuss this, even though not all of us agree. So I'm very pleased about that. But goddamn, at times I was fighting for my life there. Fighting for my life there at times, guys. I'll tell you what though, guys. Nice and easy. Let's all just have a nice and easy, just nice moment. Just relax, alright? Nice moment to just relax. Let's all just calm down. We're all fine. Everybody's fine now. Okay, look at this. Doesn't make you feel happy? Doesn't make you feel calm? Get back to the chapter in just a second. We'll get back to the chapter in just a second. You just gotta feel a little bit better, a little bit happier. You know? Yeah. Well, it depends, Waluigi. I mean, Waluigi time. It depends on how you view what he's doing, right? You can view it as a overtly romantic thing, or you could view it as a form of comforting her. You know, he's always demonstrated some degree of comfort to Momo. And you see it in the Space Globalist arc as well, when he helps her sleep. He does offer her some kind of reprieve of things, and I think that a good friend does that. It's not to be confused or conflated with romance, though, I think is the issue. And you could say that is what's happening here. I don't know. He likes her. That's obvious to me that he likes her. And I don't know. I don't know. It's a tricky thing. Exactly. Yeah, you know what? I definitely think give it a few like what? It's a month now, isn't it? But give it a few more chapters and we'll see where we're at. I think that we're going to get through this though. And I think that very soon this is all leading in the right direction. That's a great question. That's a great question, Angle. I you know what I mean? Like, I think that this is all heading towards the right thing. This is all going in the right direction, and by dealing with these things, bringing them to the forefront of the story, I think that it's forcing them to contend with it, you know? And I think that, again, it makes their decision to connect with, like, for Momo and Okarun to connect together to be more impactful. It's going to feel like more when it gets there, you know? But anyway, Momo doesn't remember who Turbo Granny is. Is it your actual grandma? That's crazy, dude. You know? No, exactly, Angle. Exactly, Angle. I just really love the feeling in this chapter. How much expression is in this chapter. This is like a whole arc's worth of character expression, you know? But anyway, it looks like very soon. Very soon, I think that we're going to get a dinner sequence. Okay? I think we're going to get to a dinner sequence very, very soon. And the group dynamic is going to be incredibly complicated. I think that the group dynamic is going to be incredibly complicated. I think that feelings are going to be incredibly confusing between everybody. And we're going to see that demonstrated in the dinner scene. I think that we are going to see that demonstrated at a dinner scene. And then after that, before the next dinner scene, I think that everything will have become clear. Everything will be fixed by that. All right? So just don't worry about it, okay? There's going to be, because remember, those dinner scenes are a great opportunity for the characters to demonstrate in a normal setting where everybody's at. It's like a vertical slice of everybody's relationships, everybody's tensions. The last dinner scene would have been end of Danmara in the restaurant, you know. It's going to be a very complicated one. We're going to hit a very complicated dinner scene, but I think that after that, the one after that, everything will have been settled. This is probably more along the lines of, to me at least, the most chaotic, emotionally chaotic dinner scene was probably the end of the Kaiju arc, right? Oh, the noodles in the nurse's office. I don't think I really count that. I feel like I don't count that. It doesn't feel like a proper dinner scene, but maybe it does. Maybe it does, right? Maybe we count that. I don't know. I'm not sure, actually. Do I count that? I guess maybe. Maybe, because there's also eating in Seiko's room, isn't it? Eating in Seiko's room as well kind of counts. I don't know. I'm not decided, but like, regardless, right? Regardless, my point is less about the exact time windows. Yeah, it exactly. It just showcases exactly what's happening with the characters, where everybody is kind of. That's a good question as well, Pickle. I don't know if that counts. I feel like maybe it counts, but we're kind of losing focus here. It's not about what counts as the dinner scene, right? My point is that these dinner scenes, let's just say food, when they're eating food in these situations, what it demonstrates is everybody's feelings. You've got such a normal experience. Eating is such a normal thing. So being in such a normal setting, you get to see how everybody is just talking to each other, acting with each other. Tim Kai, legendary Tim Kai, thank you so much. It counts. 13 months. It counts. You heard it here first, people. All right. I'm nothing if not pay to win. It counts. It officially counts. That was a joke. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate you. So throw the man some roses. But my point is that you've got this very normal experience, this very normal activity of just eating dinner together. So you get to see the complexities of all the characters, because that becomes the focus, right? The actual activity doesn't really matter because they're just eating, right? So 5 months, wow. Thank you, BCX, my dude. I'm glad. I'm excited for the future as well. But we get to see the because the activity is so mundane, and because of all the things that Tatsu kind of projects into that, the importance of eating is about togetherness. It's about experience. All of these things. There's a lot of value in something like eating in Dandadan. So having that as such a simple action, such a simple activity, all of the character dynamics can kind of take center focus. And I love those scenes. I think that they're the most important scenes in the series because of the fact that it drags all of these character interactions to the forefront. You get these character interactions, you see them for what they are, and you get to see where everybody is with each other. So you can use these markers in time as a kind of comparison to see how far people have gone, right? The greatest example, in my opinion, is the move from the Kaiju arcs dinner scene to the space globalist one. The relationship between Momo and Vamola, but more importantly, the relationship between Okurun and Momo across that arc. At the beginning, Momo was really jealous, but by the end of it, she's so comfortable with him. There's a closeness that you can't find anywhere else in the series, really. It's like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's great. I think the dinner scene we get next is going to be complicated. I think it's going to be quite complicated. I think it's going to be emotionally complicated. All the characters feel very different ways about each other, and I think that's going to bubble to the surface. Jealousy, especially is going to be on the surface of things. Especially, like, one of the things that we need to remember is that the characters find their strength in each other, in the bonds they have with each other. So the fact that they're going to be really fractured, I feel, about how they feel about each other because of jealousy in the air, gives us the opportunity to kind of concentrate and figure that out, through the next arc. And usually these things are demonstrated through conflict. And I think by the end of that arc, by the end of that, the next dinner scene, things will have worked themselves out. And I think Momo and Okurun, there has to be a real public confession coming in the future. In the near future. Right? I don't see this going on forever. I just don't. Admittedly, I do think the scope of this was a little larger than I anticipated originally. And that's fine with me, because they're adding in lots of these little extra bits into it, right? Like the jealousy stuff. I didn't think that they were going to take this path with it. But I'm quite happy that they did. It's something that we were playing around with at the beginning of the arc, and I'm quite happy that they did, because I think it was time to kind of tackle some of this stuff. And I think there's a great opportunity in here for interpersonal drama that has kind of fallen off in Dandadan for a while now, generally speaking. So getting that back in the forefront, and then Momo getting her memory back. Blissmas gifts are non-perishable. Yes, like cans. Yes, cans. Blissmas dinner in a can. What do you think? Anyway, so back to the chapter. Back to the chapter. Yeah. You know what? Angle. I would love to see Momo and Okurun on an actual date after this stuff. I would fucking love to see that. All right, dealer's choice on where they go. Okay, dealer's choice on where they go. Okay, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, I Tim. That's what I'm saying. 2 hours in. I know. This has been a fucking stream and a half, guys. Yeah, I agree with Tim. Tim, you've echoed what I've been saying today. Well done. Anyway. So, Gigi... And look, this is another thing as well. By the way, remember the kind of... they're in an aquarium. There's a serenity to being in this situation, but also it's worth remembering that Momo is kind of underwater in this situation. Do you know what I mean? There's like, she's talking about tension in her chest. She's talking about being unsettled. It's like the pressure of being underwater in the ocean. And this opportunity, and this is what I said about Gigi being disarming, by the way, he's giving her a space where she is safe, right? She feels comfortable with him. They're friends, and he's asking her about what it is that she feels, how she feels. This is a lot for her. This is another thing to remember, by the way. This is a lot for her to be digesting, because, like, everybody, we're talking about her like she should be of sound mind fully, but she's uncomfortable. Like, Okurun is a very confusing subject for her. She feels that something's missing, but she doesn't know what, right? And he's asking her questions. He's asking how she is. And I think it's important that she has this space to talk about it. You know? She says that she has a constant gloom regarding her memories being lost. She can't remember anything. Her mind is unsettled, and something feels wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it must be very difficult for her. And she's got a constant tension in her chest, and not dissimilar. It's heartache, right? Like, she feels. She doesn't remember how she feels, right? Like, she doesn't remember that. That's a lot. That's a lot. There is a part of her that is in there that needs to just be broken out, essentially. But when she's with him, her mind is at ease. Why is that? That's a good question. Right? Yeah, I don't know if there is a significance to her mind or chest being comfortable, but regardless, he yeah, amnesia, yeah, exactly. He grabs her hand and says it's probably just because he's a moron. I mean, I don't know what to say about this. Like, I suppose this is slightly more complicated, I think. Like, Aira's expression towards Okurun is very straightforward about, like, the intention there. And I do think that for him, this is... I don't know what to say about this either. I mean, it's sweet. It is smooth. It's sweet. I feel bad for him because this isn't going to... But, like... What are you gonna do, man? What can you do? You know? Yeah, I mean... I don't think it's that way. I mean, it's confusing. Yeah, she's got strong emotions towards him, and I just look at the end of the day, they aren't going to take this. I don't believe that Tatsu's going to run with any of this, right? Like, you got to remember, like, yeah, exactly, Waluigi, exactly. This is something that I think we agree on. You know, like, she is basically her at the beginning of the series, right? Like, she can't remember a thing about Okurun. She's not just going to fall into his arms. At the very least, he offers her... Like, remember, her grandma's in the hospital. She's day in and day out. She is with these people. She doesn't know. She doesn't know Aira. She doesn't know Okurun. She doesn't really know any of them. But she does know Gigi. That's a point of familiarity. She knows who he is. And that provides comfort. It's the only thing that is a certainty in this situation, is that she does remember who Gigi is. She doesn't fucking have a clue who the rest of them are. That is going to bring comfort, you know? Yeah, I agree with that as well, Ninja. Like, I do think that is the case. Like, she knows she has feelings towards... She knows that she has strong feelings towards Okurun. And I think that relationship is complicated. But you gotta remember, right? Certainty in this situation isn't necessarily proof of anything in this chapter. You know, it's just proof that she's comfortable. This guy's the only guy that she really remembers, so of course it's going to bring some degree of comfort for her. You know, I mean, I think it's both. I think it's both. I think that he is kind of expressing how he feels. I mean, you wouldn't do that with someone that you don't, but it doesn't. At the end of the day, what does it matter? Really, what does it matter what it is that he feels towards her? He's just expressing that he is there for her, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad trait. She could not hold his hand if she doesn't want to. He's not forcing her to, right? And, like, yeah, I know she's got amnesia, but he's not like making out with her. He's not forcing himself on her. He's holding her hand to provide comfort in the same way that he did when she needed sleep. And he put his hands over her ears. He's always kind of provided that, like I said, that disarmament. Do you know what I mean? Like, that disarmament to confusing feelings. Maybe. I mean, what does it matter at the end of the day, right? Like, we all know that this is going to go in a specific direction. You know? Yeah. Why would you choose to feel... Yeah, no, exactly. It's... Well, I mean, I know that they were friends in school, but, like, what does it really matter? She knows who he is. I don't think he's going to cross any lines. I just don't think that is him. Maybe Gigi knows. I don't know if Gigi knows. I do think that he's got an idea, maybe. Like, but... You know, They're not exactly. They are all teenagers. They're not exactly the most experienced people in the world. You know. You got to remember, right? As well, for Momo, she's not just going to fall into his arms. By the way, we've seen how Momo's feelings develop for people. She's not the type of person to just immediately go, well, I guess we're dating now. Like, Okurun and Momo's relationship has taken a million years to get to where it is, right? Like, I just don't see what the worry is for people. The fear of missing Momo. That's great. That's really good, actually. If you had said that in the Discord, Patreon link in the description, join as a free member to get access to the Discord. If you had said that in the Discord, you would have gotten a house point, Sarah. Yeah, Gigi isn't the type of person to take advantage of this situation. I agree. I'll pin it here. No, you're quite right. I need to get actual mods for YouTube, I swear to God. Oh, Mark, thank you. Pleased to hear that. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody giving me the grace to try and explain this from my perspective. You know? Turbo Granny was there for the confession. That's true, actually. I would love for that to be referenced in some way, shape, or form. You know? I'm on board with all of this. I love this kind of thing. I love this kind of angst in the air. I think that this kind of feeling is remarkable. It's a remarkable capacity, your ability to feel for this moment. And I find this whole thing painful, but in a kind of a good way. You know, I'm pretty pleased, generally speaking, that we're at where we are, and I'm not concerned about it. Like, this story doesn't go anywhere besides Momo and Okurun being together. You know, so I'm not worried about it. Only the grannies have seen the extent. That's true, Danny. That's true. I agree. You know, I think that it's really important to let them all kind of... At the end of the day, alright, as a general kind of like, to cap this, at the end of the day, this to me is getting those feelings out there into the open so that we can see them and tackle them. Like, the fact that we're actually dealing with this stuff isn't because they're going to fall into it. It's because it's time to look at this through the lens of the relationship. If we are going to get Momo and Okurun together in the near future, we're going to need to look at this stuff and actually contend with it, reminding us that it's there in a way that you and I cannot ignore is really important for dealing with it in the story. I don't think they would bring it up if we weren't moving in the direction of getting past this. And, you know, like, I understand people frustrated with Momo's amnesia, understandably, but I don't think this will go on forever, because Momo is Tatsu's favorite character, my favorite character, a lot of people's favorite character. They're not going to bench her for the whole of Dandadan, are they? They're not going to delete her for all of Dandadan. They're going to eventually, soonish, bring her back, because we need to, right? We need Momo back. We need to bring back Momo. You know, if you don't have her, if she's not there, then she's gone. This is not the same kind of Momo. And we'll get there. You need to believe in it, alright? She'll get there. And I think that we will deal with it, you know? I appreciate that, Waluigi. I mean, look, give it time. Give it some time to sink in. Let's see how the preceding chapters proceed. You know? Yeah, she'll be back. Don't worry about it. She'll be back. I think that all of this, you'll see in the coming chapters, in the coming arc, you'll see that all of this stuff that we're worried about is going to feed into the main relationship and make it mean more than you thought it would mean. You just gotta let it do its thing, and that feeling that you get is the author's design. He didn't write this. Tatsu didn't write this thinking, oh, they'll love this shit just off the bat. Everybody's going to be stressed out, right? Everybody's going to be stressed out about this. He knew that, and that's why he wrote this. Partly because getting people's feelings into a frenzy is important for creating tension, and that tension is going to be relieved as a catharsis. A cathartic payoff. I don't know if I feel like his full name is kind of like... I thought that was a good joke way back when. I don't really care about it right now. I think we're past that. I think that really focusing on the relationship between them is what matters. And I think that Okurun is going to be the reason that her memories come back. And I'm fucking so excited for that. I'm going to be really excited for that because it's going to be a big moment, guys. I honestly, I could see like a proper, actual, genuine kiss happening at the end of all this, just as the payoff, because all of this tension for such a long time needs a big payoff. Needs a big payoff. You know? Genuinely. Yeah, I don't want his name to be the thing to unlock her memories. I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't see that. I think that, well, you say that, Maj, but we'll see. I mean, we don't know where this is going to end up. But I could see that happening. I mean, it's about time. There's a lot of tension happening here. It feels like we're being put through hell to get there. So the payoff being big and new, I think is really important. You know, I think it would be really important. You know what I mean? Now, I don't think the name thing is going to matter. I don't think the name... like I said, I'm past the name thing for the most part. I think it's a good joke, but I don't think that it has real implications. It feels like a hollow implication, reverberation, compared to what matters, which is the way that the characters feel about each other. That's my perspective on it. I'm not worried about this. I believe that this is going to be a really big payoff. I do think that we're gonna have a fight coming sooner or later, right? Like, we're gonna have an actual fight coming in this whole thing. Maybe that is going to feed into how we deal with this, you know? Yeah, Royce, you know what? I appreciate that as well, dude. Like, you're at a point now where you've adapted. You've adapted to the constant pressure all around you. All right? Just let it be what it is, all right? I agree with you. You know? That would be nice, Danny. That would be nice. That actually would be quite nice. I'm excited. I'm excited. We've become diamonds, yeah. Yeah, we are diamond dogs. Yeah. Yeah. The beginning of the Amnesia arc was a lot. But I'm still all in. I'm all in. You know? Yeah, I think we're past the point of talking about it getting dragged. I hate the tulpa thing. I hate the tulpa thing more than anything. I hate the tulpa thing. Yeah, I hate the tulpa thing so fucking much. I think it's the worst idea on earth. Yeah. I hate it so much. Now I'm crashing out about how much I hate the tulpa thing. Yeah, I mean, look, I think we've don't I agree? I do not agree. I do not agree. No, dragged is as a term has such negative connotations. Pomade. Oh my god, yeah, you're right. Oh my god, you're right. I haven't. Sorry about the lack of pomade so far, guys. I've been fighting for my life here. I've been fighting for my life here. All right, because this has been a week. This has been a week. This has been a chapter. All right, this has been the return. There's been a return. And yeah, I mean, like, look, part of the reason that we are able to do this is because of the fact that there is such a great backing of people who support the channel in a way that lets me be here to do this, so that it all can work into the spirit of the channel, and it keeps us all talking about Dandadan all this time, right? So I just want to shout out all of the people on the Yokai Power user tier, which is crazy to me. So many of you people have been doing this for so long. It's incredible to me. Thank you. So that's 720. Angle, Blissy Cat, Danny Dan, 5th Gram, Hungry Like the Wolf, It's Lol Peels, Peeling Enthusiast, Jersey, Mother Support, Old Toaster, Orbis 6565, Purple Jellies, Quentin Tarantado, Sarah, Your Favorite Scented Candle, Zero. Hold on, it's not working. The other two aren't working. Hold on. Discord is like, its interface can be such a mess at times. And Elo Piclino and Tim Kai. Thank you, guys. You guys are them boys. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. You know? You know? Another 3 hours. I could, but I have to go to bed. I'm glad that you enjoyed the yapping though, dude. I yap a lot, man. I yap a lot, dude. You know? Yeah, no. TFFT. I appreciate that it feels like that, but you know, it probably just feels like that because we've had a bunch of hiatuses and things like that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I hot dropped the Digital Circus video. You know, it's been a really great response to that. It's been a massive response to that. I'm genuinely so well, I don't know what the word is. I'm very touched by how people have responded to that. It's doing really well for itself. It's a topic that I feel very passionately about. It's something that I was a bit nervous about making just because of the fact that it's so different from what we've talked about before. It's great. I dropped it like it was hot, yeah. Yeah, sometimes I send in random voice notes into the Discord, so please do join. You should definitely watch The Amazing Digital Circus. It carries that same complexity. I love characters that are complex, and that series is fantastic for that. That video to me was something that sometimes I do a bad accent. Yeah, that video to me was something that I was really passionate about getting done. Something that I felt really excited to do. I wrote it and made it very, very quickly. I did it very, very quickly in order to you know, to get my thoughts out there while they're fresh, and people have enjoyed it. I've had such incredible comments from it. It's great to see comments like that. Like, the views are really secondary to the way in which people connect with the content. And yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that I don't know how to say it without it sounding like over the top, right? But you know, one thing that as a character and as a creator, someone, or whatever that means, right? But somebody who creates content and shares it online, it's there is an anxiety. There's an anxiety and a difficulty that comes with creating content and sharing content, because you pour a lot of yourself into it, and especially if you try to create your own style, or in my case, I try to put in some degree of performance into the way that it's narrated. I pour a lot of me into each of the pieces of content, so sharing that and is a struggle at times, because you are a little bit nervous about the way that people are going to respond to it. So the character of Cain, generally speaking, I feel a degree of kinship in that capacity with, because the idea of people not liking the thing that you feel passionately about is a difficult thing. So that video to me was really important, you know. I'm just gonna keep making stuff. I mean, I feel like I've got an idea for what to make next as of this stream talking about Dandadan, but yeah, I mean, after that, who knows what I make next. I'm enjoying making just stuff about things that I like, and I'm gonna do more of it because it makes better content, you know. It's not that I don't want to make Dandadan stuff. I love making Dandadan stuff. It's just that if I don't diversify a bit, we'll be through everything that needs saying. I don't want to just come in. I don't want to become one of those channels that just churns things out about one topic, and that becomes a prison, if that makes sense. If it becomes a prison, then I'm not going to enjoy it anymore. And I love Dandadan, so it's important for me to enjoy it. So I will continue making content about Dandadan as I can, as is relevant and as is ideal. As is ideal. You know, I want to make sure that I don't release Dan Mara in this summer, because if I did that, there would be nothing left between this and season 3. I want to space that stuff out so everybody's got a little bit of a hook, a little bit of a drip. I'm glad that you liked the Freyrim video as well. I was also fairly nervous about that one. Like, it's difficult because sometimes when you get too close to a project, you start to lose perspective on it. Sometimes you start to lose perspective on it sometimes, and when you do that, you start to see it as shit. I genuinely felt like that Freyrim video was really not going to be well received. I thought that it was something that people would have hated, actually, until I released it, because that's just this is just the way that these things go. That's the rhythm that it follows, right? You get to a point where you get too close to the project and you decide that you fucking hate it, and everybody else is going to hate it, and then you just... It's a whole thing. Every single release is a whole thing, you know? Orbis, totally. I mean, I don't force myself to make anything, right? Like, I don't force myself to make Dandadan stuff. I love making Dandadan stuff. But if there are periods of time where I don't release a piece of content, it's because of the fact that I'm in a tailspin about what to make. You know? Yeah. I mean, like, the Freyrim video is not too, it's not like spoilery, right? I'm gonna definitely watch the Ghost in the Shell series, and I'll see how I feel about it. I love that kind of genre, so we'll see. I mean, there's lots of things I want to make. It's just, I just need to get to it, you know? Thank you, Skeleby. I'm really pleased. Really pleased to hear that. I mean, I mean, you know, I just, it's difficult. Like, sometimes, sometimes it's difficult. Like the fact that I've released 2 videos recently, like is really good. I want to keep up a similar cadence, right? Of like at least a monthly release. That would be really nice. But like I refuse to work on something unless I genuinely think that I've got something to say, because I don't think anybody really wants to watch a video that is pointless, that's not saying anything. And I wouldn't want to work on a video that's not saying anything. Do you know what I mean? Momentum. That's crazy, Wolf. That's a wild thing to say out loud. But yes, that. Yeah, the fact that the manga lives in hiatus to me is kind of it kind of puts me off. I enjoy Freyren, admittedly. I did read a lot of the manga up until where I was in the series. I did read a lot of that for the video. I think I would prefer to watch the anime. I think I enjoy the anime, just generally speaking, because of the vibe of it, the feeling of it. It's very comfortable. Good thing he typed it. No, he didn't. He said it. I heard him say it. He said it in Australian. Yeah, no, I got you, Orbis. I mean, look, this is part of the reason, by the way, guys, and I know that I already did the pomade for today, but this is part of the reason that for me, having such an excellent backing of people on the Patreon, on YouTube, having such a great backing of people in that in those platforms, like. I've seen other channels, right? I've seen other channels that have more subscribers than I do, like channels with 40-something thousand subscribers, and I've looked at their Patreons just comparatively, and somehow they have less people on paid tiers than we do, and it's obviously not a competition, but to me, what that is a testament to is the fact that this audience is beyond just generous. You care about the quality of things, about them being right, and to me, that is literally everything. That is like everything, because it shows that that you guys don't want me to work on slop, which is a nightmare. That is a nightmare prospect for me. The fact that there are people who are supporting the channel who genuinely, literally put their money where their mouth is when it comes to the quality of the content, means a lot to me. It means a lot to me because it shows that is true. I won't be able to do this otherwise. Like the time investment, it would become less frequent. And I'm not the best when it comes to releasing stuff constantly. It's difficult. It's a difficult thing. Like I'm a bit precious about about inspiration, but yeah, you deprived yourself of slop. Yeah, sorry guys, but you know what? Screw it. You guys deserve it. It's been a very you didn't get it at the hour mark, alright? So we'll do it again. That's 7:20. Angle, Blessy Cat, Danny Dan, 5th Gram, Hungry Like the Wolf, It's Lol Peels, Peeling Enthusiast, Jersey, Mother Support, Old Toaster, Orbis 6565, Purple Jellies, Quentin Tarantado, Sarah, Your Favorite Scented Candle, Zero, Ello Piclino, and Tim Kai, ladies and gentlemen. You know, you have those guys to thank. You have those guys to thank. You know? You got those guys to thank for the fact that I do this, how I do this. You know, because it's always optional. That's the thing, you know. On the higher tiers, you get access to the on the highest tiers, you get access to the to early trailers and early introductions to each of the videos. You also get to know what I'm working on, when I'm working on it, rather than when it's released. But beyond that, I don't have a lot of things to offer in the way of exclusives. So the fact that people do this is because they want the channel to grow, and we all owe them. We all owe them. Genuinely owe them. You know. So yeah. Also, I was working on something April Fool's related. That's kind of toileted now. I just simply have not had the time because I've been working on actual content. I'm just gonna have to do a shit post or nothing, maybe. I'm probably gonna have to do nothing. It's probably gonna be nothing. Maybe we'll figure out a way to do the dinner stream fundraiser. All right, maybe we'll do the dinner stream. We'll do the dinner stream fundraiser at that point of time. The fundraiser for the dinner stream. Have your people call my people. All right, I'll do that. I'll ask the kettle to talk to the fridge. I don't have any plans, I promise you. I had a really good plan, but now I'll work on that good plan all for next year. All right? I'll work on that good plan all next year so we get a good one next year. Nah, what do you mean? What do you mean? You don't trust me? Come on, look. This is so cool. Isn't this so cool? This is the best. This is genuinely the best. I can't believe I found this. It was just in a store. Look at this thing. It's so cool. Oh my god, dude. Turbo Granny is the fucking best. Look at it. What do you think of that? It's so good, though. Oh my god, it could be. You know what? You're right. It wasn't that expensive. It was rather inexpensive, Nachan. It was rather inexpensive. Have your people call mine. There were more than just one. Have your people call mine. Yeah, I didn't find it online. I could only find it in an actual store and then on like eBay and stuff. So, I don't know. To your P.O. box. I don't even have a P.O. box anymore. Yeah. Anyway, I think it's probably time to call it now. It's been very enjoyable. Oh, your fan mail going. Oh no, that's going to Rookies on Safety. Oh no. Right. What was I gonna say? Yeah, it's time to finish things now. We didn't get time to do the activity today, and that's because this has been a lot of work. I've enjoyed the yapping, guys. I've enjoyed the yapping, but goddamn, I was fighting for my life for a point there. That was harder. That was harder than Amnesia Momo Day. That was harder than Amnesia Momo Day. Alright, that was genuinely more difficult. Genuinely more difficult. Yeah, I felt bad for Aira. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed. It was a great chapter though. I'm glad that we could have this talk, guys. Thanks. I appreciate you guys. I'm glad that we could serve Girly Pop on this. I'm glad that we could serve Girly Pop on this stream. You know? But I hope that some of you guys feel a bit better about it now. Okay? Because we're going to get through this, guys. Anyway. Patreon, link in the description. Join as a free member to get access to the Discord. It's the best place on the internet for Dandadan. And guys, I will see you next week? Maybe.